Hi, gorgeous people. Welcome to Love+Logic, where we decode the mysteries of the heart using the science of the mind. Have you ever been in an argument that started about dishes and ended with someone screaming, "You never love me"? You're not alone. Most couples don't fight about what they think they're fighting about. They fight about failed communication, about feeling unheard, about needing something and not knowing how to ask. Today on Love+Logic, we're learning the single most powerful communication skill ever created. It's called nonviolent communication, and it has saved more relationships than almost anything else in psychology. Let me tell you about Ria and Anjali. Ria and Anjali loved each other deeply, but they had the same fight every single week. It would start small. Anjali would say, "You're always on your phone when I'm talking to you." Ria would hear, "You're a bad partner. You don't care about me." So Ria would defend herself. "I am not always on my phone. I listened to everything you said. You're exaggerating." Anjali would hear, "You're wrong. Your feelings don't matter." Then the real fight would begin. Voices rising, old wounds opening, doors slamming. By the end, neither remembered the phone. They just knew they felt hurt, alone, and completely misunderstood. This is how most arguments go. Someone says something. The other person hears something completely different. And suddenly you're not fighting about the problem. You're fighting about who's a bad person. So what went wrong? Ria and Anjali were making the same mistake most couples make. They were communicating in blame instead of communicating in needs. When Anjali said, "You're always on your phone," that's a blame statement. It sounds like an observation, but it's actually an attack. The word always is a giveaway. Blame statements trigger defensiveness. The other person stops listening and starts preparing their defense. When Ria heard blame, she responded with blame. "You're exaggerating." Another attack. Now they're in a blame war. Nobody wins blame wars. But here's what Anjali was really trying to say. Underneath the blame was a feeling, and underneath the feeling was a need. Anjali felt lonely, and her need was for connection, for attention, to feel seen by the person she loved. If Anjali could have said, "I'm feeling lonely right now, and I really need some connection. Would you be willing to put your phone down for a few minutes and talk with me?" The entire fight would have disappeared. But she didn't, because most of us were never taught how. This is where nonviolent communication comes in. Psychologist Marshall Rosenberg developed this framework to help people speak in a way that creates connection instead of conflict. It has 4 simple steps. Step 1, observation. State the facts without judgment. Not, "You're always on your phone." That's judgment. Instead, "I noticed you've been looking at your phone for the past 10 minutes while I've been talking." Facts are hard to argue with. Judgments start fights. Step 2, feeling. State your emotion clearly. Not, "I feel like you don't care." That's a thought disguised as a feeling. Instead, "I feel lonely," or "I feel hurt," or "I feel sad." Real feelings are one word. Lonely, scared, happy, frustrated. Learn to name them. Step 3, need. State what you actually need. Not, "I need you to stop ignoring me." That's still blame. Instead, "I need connection right now." Or, "I need to feel heard." Your partner can't argue with your needs. They're yours. They're valid. Step 4, request. Ask for something specific, doable, and positive. Not, "Don't ignore me." That's vague and negative. Instead, "Would you be willing to put your phone down for 5 minutes and just listen?" A clear request gives your partner a clear way to love you. Let's see how this would have changed Ria and Anjali's fight. Anjali takes a breath. She remembers these 4 steps. She says, "I noticed you've been on your phone while I've been talking. I'm feeling lonely, and I really need some connection. Would you be willing to put it down for a few minutes and just be present with me?" Ria hears this completely differently. There's no attack, no blame, just Anjali's honest experience and a clear request. Ria can now respond with empathy instead of defensiveness. She might say, I'm sorry. I didn't realize. I got distracted by a work thing. Yes, I can put it down. I want to hear what you're saying. Fight over. Connection restored. All because one person chose vulnerability over blame. Now, this takes practice. It feels awkward at first. Your instinct when you're hurt is to attack, to blame, to protect yourself. But blame always creates distance. Vulnerability always creates connection. When you say, I feel lonely because I need connection, you're not attacking. You're inviting. You're saying, here I am. This is what I need. Can you meet me here? Most partners will try. Most partners actually want to meet your needs. They just can't when they're busy defending themselves from your blame. Here's another secret. Nonviolent communication isn't just for saying things, it's for hearing things too. When someone blames you, when they say, you always do this, pause. Don't defend. Translate. Underneath their blame is a feeling and a need. They're not attacking you. They're hurting. They're needing something. You can say, it sounds like you're feeling hurt right now. Are you needing more attention from me? When you translate blame into needs, you disarm the conflict completely. The other person feels heard. And when people feel heard, they stop fighting. Ria and Anjali practiced this for months. It was hard. They forgot sometimes. They slipped back into old patterns. But slowly, something shifted. Their fights got shorter. Their connection got deeper. They started actually understanding each other instead of just defending themselves. Anjali says it changed everything. Not because they stopped having problems, but because they finally had a way to talk about them without destroying each other. So here's your challenge this week. The next time you're in a conflict, pause. Take a breath. Ask yourself, what am I actually feeling? What do I actually need? Then say it. Without blame. Without attack. Just honest vulnerability. Watch what happens. If this video helped you, share it with someone you love. Good communication isn't instinct, it's learned. And we can all learn together. Subscribe to Love+Logic for more. We're figuring out relationships one skill at a time. Let me know in the comments. Which step of nonviolent communication feels hardest for you? I'll see you in the next video.